Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the author Andrew Snorton, and I hope everyone's having a good day and a good week. You are joining me for a late edition of the Fast 15, just based on different moving parts. The second and fourth Wednesday of each month, we'll typically do our 15-minute moment to kind of pause, check up, check in, and enjoy a short reading at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're on a little bit later than what we normally do. So up through like the end of February, every second and fourth Wednesday, about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to hop on. To make sure to enjoy tonight's live chat, obviously check it out here on AuthorASnorton on Instagram Live, and we will make sure to upload this to our Facebook, which is Author Andrew Snorton, as well as our YouTube channel of AuthorASnorton. And of course, to make sure to stay connected with me, Facebook, Author, AuthorAndrewSnorton, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at AuthorASnorton. And you can email me at AuthorASnorton@gmail.com for personalized copies of any of the books, book clubs needing a request for a speaker, things along those lines. And when you add me on Instagram and click on the link in the bio, it'll go directly to my press and media section where you can pull the press and media kit and a few other things. So we're very thankful and grateful for everybody. And I want to give a shout to the real Mitch Goldsmith joining us. So thank you for taking a moment to join us. And definitely check out the good work he's doing on Instagram. So as we always do when we do our live chat, we always want to take time to acknowledge people. We know that there's some people out there that are really dealing with some things. I'm personally aware of some people living with and battling through physical health issues, mental health issues. Some people are dealing with things on their job, within their families, or just, stress and things along those lines. And that's not even in regards to any of the health issues that we've heard time and time again with COVID or the flu or chicken pox or whatever. So if anyone out there is going through a hard time, I just want to say there are people who do care about you. We want you to pull through it constructively. And while you do have a right to feel some kind of way, you have a bigger right to see what you need to do to kind of pause, pivot, evaluate, see what direction you need to go in. So if the direction you need to go in requires professional help, do not be afraid of getting professional help. If the direction you need to go in is where you just have to change your surroundings, the people you're around, things of that nature, change up some of your your eating habits or workout habits, whatever constructive things you need to do, please take the time to investigate and explore them. And again, we hope that whatever you're dealing with, that there is a positive, constructive, and sound resolution to it. By the same token, we know there's people who are doing exceedingly well. People have gotten new jobs, new homes, new projects, things along those lines, and there are good things happening to people out there. So you have every right to celebrate because you know what you had to work through in order to get there. Celebrate hard, but not too hard. And use that positive energy to feed into the next great thing that you're about to do. But in the midst of it, let's not forget our colleagues who might not be doing so well, because once upon a time we might have been that person. So all of it, we just hope that everybody does as well as possible. So in that spirit, what we're going to do is we're going to pull from our selection. And of course, I'm going to pull from the go-to. I know, what a surprise, 9 Stories of Faith. But I want to pull from a segment of one of the people I interviewed who is living with or living through a physical health challenge. And that might not necessarily be the challenge that you're dealing with, but we know there's people out there who are dealing with it. And there's a couple of things from chapter 1, which is titled Lala's Land. So I'll put it out here, Lala's Land, that I definitely want to share that will help. So I want to pull a couple of selections that speak to the health challenge that someone is living with or living through, and what are some things they have in place to still continue to live through it. So here's what we have. Who am I? I'm God's child. I can get up every day going through the pain of her health condition. I can go through it with a smile and live despite the pain, she emphatically states. What pain? The pain of living with multiple sclerosis. Nearly 12 years ago, Her health condition is finally properly diagnosed, but for years prior to figuring out what is taking place, as noted by the Mayo Clinic, the potential for symptoms ranging from but not limited to numbness and weakness in the limbs or an entire side of your body, excruciating pain in one or multiple parts of your body, slurred speech, or fatigue are part of her daily existence without any sort of explanation. In fact, she recalls the pain comparable to having 5,100 jackhammers hitting you all over the place, rendering you utterly helpful. That's a visual, probably utterly helpless. And I think about the pain that I have when I have a clumsy moment and bump into the fridge or whatever, but that pales in comparison to living with a health challenge like that, or any health challenge. But here's a couple of things that I want to share that probably are things that help. And this is how someone is able to keep that health challenge in perspective. While the medicinal means are one way she manages, there is something bigger and greater that allows her to keep her perspective on her overall being, and that is her faith. Consistent attendance at church, prayer, and meditation is part of what allows her to keep her approach on life as consistent as possible. Part of what allows her to understand how to live with pain is her consistent reading of passages that speak to the matter at hand. Any of the passages she reads focus on the following principles and premises: living with pain, living a life of meaning, understand that life is full of joy and pain, taking joy in simple things. And I look at that last one, taking joy in simple things. And I tell you what, in doing that, that provides a whole lot of perspective, not just for anyone that's living with or living through something, but just in general. So taking joy in simple things, being able to stand up, being able to breathe, being able to decide what you're going to eat, having a roof over your head, transportation, things along those lines that we take for granted. Taking joy in simple things. I tell you what, that right there really speaks to me, because a lot of times we forget about that when we're working on this big thing and things don't go exactly as planned, or something just goes left or goes right. But before we get so bent out of shape, I think taking joy in simple things is one of the things that keeps perspective. And I think that's the underlying thing, even in the midst of whatever challenges you're going through. Keep it in perspective. Look at it for what it is. Identify the things that you can do, and identify the things that you want to attempt to do in order to constructively get through it and get to it, meaning getting to something bigger and better. So that's hopefully the takeaway you got from reading a portion of the first chapter of 9 Stories of Faith, Volume 1. So before we get ready to put things together, I want to give a shout to Staying Woke 06 for joining us. Thank you so much. Please make sure to check him out and the great things he's doing. So a couple of things are on the horizon for us to continue this conversation and stay connected. October 30th, Louisville, Kentucky, from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me at Fonte's Coffee for my next book signing. It'll feature all 4 books. That's right, y'all, 4 books, including the newest release, Quotes and Notes, Something's on the Horizon. So if you're in Louisville, Kentucky, or can get to Louisville this coming Sunday, October 30th from 12 to 2 p.m., join me at Fonte's Coffee. Looking forward to a great book signing, great time. Enjoy a cup of coffee or two. Enjoy a light snack. There are some great people out there at Fonte, so shouts to them. Part of the reason for me having to do things a little bit differently and coming on late is on the press and media end through AuthorASnorton CCS on Instagram. A great chat with the leadership of Black Men Reign. You definitely want to check them out, blackmenreign.org, and just check out Black Men Reign, REIGN. They have a great event coming up on Saturday, November 12th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Discovery High School, located on Old Norcross Road in Lawrenceville, Georgia. A great event for people who are in need of food. They'll have food provided. And if there's people that want to volunteer or donate, there are opportunities there. But make sure to check out the full details coming up in the next couple of days on AuthorASnortonCCS.com/blog, as well as AuthorASnortonCCS on Instagram and Twitter. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Many thanks to Styletainment for a great 10th anniversary gala this past Saturday. I was fortunate to be one of the red carpet correspondents, as well as one of the co-hosts, help introduce one of 10 women who are recognized for being breast cancer survivors. So make sure to check out Styletainment for the great work that they're doing. And for a recap, check out asnortonccs.com/blog to check them out. Another reminder, November 5th, Let Us Live magazine. They are a magazine/media outlet that interviewed me earlier this year. Many thanks to them. They have a great event coming up November 5th in Atlanta, Georgia, as it is their 6th issue of their magazine. So you make sure to add them at LUL Magazine on Instagram. Add them, check out the work they're doing, and definitely try to support this great event that they're doing on November 5th. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Those are probably the most immediate things I can think of. As always, I want to thank everybody for making the time to kind of pause, check up, check in. I hope that whenever we do these about 15-minute moments that it gives people an opportunity to pause, just kind of breathe, decompress, get some perspective. And it's not only for you, it's for me as well. So like they say, sometimes you got to sit down. This is my opportunity to go sit down somewhere. So as we get ready to wind down, again, to stay connected with me, add me on Facebook at the page Author, AUTHOR, Author Andrew Snorton on Facebook. Add me at AuthorASnorton on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. When you add me on Instagram at AuthorASnorton, click on the link in the bio. That way you can check out all the interviews, my press and media kit. So for any speaking engagements, book clubs, book signings, what have you, definitely make sure to check me out. And you can also email me at AuthorASnorton@gmail.com. Shouts again to the real Mitch Goldsmith for joining. Best wishes with all the good things you're working on. So make sure to check him out on Instagram. And shouts to Staying Woke 06. That's the number 0, the number 6. Thank you so much for taking time to check out. And again, just thank you to everybody for keeping me motivated, encouraged, uplifted. That includes my Status Network folks who are, is coming. So thank you. And like I said, just thank you for everybody near and far who is speaking life and breathing life. And as we get ready to close out, whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So keep it victorious, keep it moving, and I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. So Louisville, Kentucky, see you this Sunday, October 30th, 12 to 2, Fine Taste Coffee. In the meantime, all of you take very good care. Continued well wishes, and I'll see you soon.